What's up, guys? Welcome back to a new video. It is my last night in Oaxaca City, and these are the times that I feel the least like making a video, but it is probably the most important to make a video. I'm at the very end of my trip. I'm flying to Mexico City tomorrow, back home. And in terms of keeping the perspective that one has gathered on their travels, on their journey, putting that into like your mental fridge and trying to convert it like a delicious takeaway Chinese dish. It is a very hard expiration date. The second that you touch back down home, the clock is ticking, and 2 days in, you've already forgotten most of what you've realized and what you've learned. So that's why I have to do this today. If you see an enormous booger dripping down my right nostril, I apologize in advance. I've actually been super sick for the past 7 days. Irregular diet, irregular sleeping in dorms. As you guys know, it's not a secret. I stay in hostels to save money. And also because I generally enjoy most hostels. Not all. But yeah, being a little bit older, turning 37, I feel like that does catch up to you. But then also, I feel like the weirdest thing happened to me that has never happened to me. And when it comes to, the video is not going to be just about discussing medical stuff, but when it comes to having experience in the realm of fluids and pus leaking out of my face, I'm like a 5-star general. I feel like I've seen it all. I've been through it all. But something happened that I honestly had never encountered yet. And that's also why, like, if you see my nose all fucked up, and I'm pretty sure I look like shit. That's why. I'm still sick, but I'm a little bit better now. I had this super odd symptom of my snot smelling like death, and that's like putting it nicely. It smelled like, look, there's like a Mexican graduation going on. What a backdrop. That's beautiful. Mexican people have like the highest cuteness factor, if that's the thing. They're just adorable, man. I don't know if it's because they're so different from what I know and how I look that I feel that way. Anyway, like they go to great extent to be cute. Like all the little girls have a bow tie in their hair. The little boys are all like done up. They have like nice little polo shirts on, tucked in their pants. I like that. I think that's awesome. That's something I love about Mexico and its people. Anyway, so like I was talking about my boogers smelling like death. Yeah, so I don't know. That was horrible. That's one of the worst things that has ever happened to me, and I never really encountered that. I had to Google it. I started freaking out. I was like, am I getting nose cancer? Did something crawl up my nose from the ocean and die? Like, actually? So, Google told me it's a sinus infection. Anyway, I say all that to say, it's been quite a few unpleasant days. But when one hits rock bottom, that is when one does, I feel really that's when you get to the bottom of stuff. And in terms of that, wait, before I get there, I just want to say, so I stayed in Mazunte. My last two videos, or I guess my last video was in Mazunte when I took you guys to show you guys the sunset. For as great as Mazunte was, and it was, I bought some sandals there today. Oaxacan, kind of like these, but these are Birkenstocks, and Birkenstocks are so generic and so European and so like, you know, standard. I love buying souvenirs that I can wear. Like, also this amazing chain. I got this in Mazunte from an artist who handmade it. Those are the types of souvenirs that I like. I just love, you guys know I love fashion, I love clothing, so I always try to like not buy stuff in Zara, not buy stuff in, you know, generic stores. That I try to wait until I travel so I can buy stuff there. I just think it's awesome. And on the flex side, when somebody asks, like, dog, where'd you get that chain? I'll be like, Mazunte. Oh, you don't know about Mazunte? You ain't been? Oh, you know, it's like bottom of the map, Mexico. Takes like 3 shuttles to get there. Yeah, I'm that guy. Anyway, I was just gonna say about Mazunte, for as awesome as it is so basic on a comfort level. Like it's extremely basic, that even the water that you use to shower there it's just not clean. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks clean, but it's not. Like, you can hear right on cue. And there's just a lot of bacteria in it. And I bought shampoo in Mazunte, and like a known brand that I use a lot. And then I was like, oh, the shampoo's fake. I was sure they sold me fake shampoo. That's something that happens. Like in Barcelona, corner stores will do that. They'll sell you fake soap, fake shampoo. They'll use the real bottles, but they will have filled it up with something else. So, I was like, oh, they got me fake shampoo. But then, as it turned out, I just hope you guys are not looking straight up my sinus here. That's not something I want to put you guys through. But turns out it wasn't fake shampoo, it was just the water I was using to wash my hair. It was so dirty and so unfiltered that my hair felt like it was literally dying. I thought I was getting chemotherapy again. I woke up like, am I in the hospital? I love cancer jokes. So like that's a big, like I just feel like my first world defense system broke down in Mazunte. Like it was already holding on for dear life, and then in Mazunte, you know, I met a guy in Mazunte who literally he contracted hepatitis A. You guys should Google how you can get hepatitis. Well, first of all, hepatitis doesn't even fucking exist in Europe anymore. Like, not really. Like, that's like some medieval type shit. We got vaccines for that, you know? Like, dog, how do you contract hepatitis? Like, that should tell you something about, like, the surroundings. And so you can only contract hepatitis A if you eat feces of someone who has it. Yes, you heard that right. If you eat shit. So, I mean, not to make Mazunte sound horrible, because I had a really good time there, but I'm just saying that it was just a reminder for myself of how spoiled I am in terms of like having access to clean water. And man, I was just exposed to a bunch of things my body was not accustomed to, and I broke down. Alright, I feel like I'm like 12 minutes into the video and I've only talked about being sick. I feel like this is gonna be a banger. This is gonna be the one that pushes the channel over the hump.
Tell them we said what's up and what happened.
Thank you, man. You recognized my jersey the other day. That was you. Good, man. Good, man. I was wearing my vintage Toronto Raptors Vince Carter jersey, original champion, like 25 years old. And he was like, "Yo, I see you. That's the real throwback. That ain't no Michelin S." I'm like, "Ah, man." So I fuck with him. That's my guy. I appreciate people who can see that, who can spot that. Anyway, let's get to the serious part. The part where I talk about what I've learned. Man, I've dug deeper and deeper and deeper, and I hit many plateaus, many impenetrable ancient rocks that would not allow me to dig deeper. Then I dug around it, and oh man, some nice emo music. Wake me up when September ends. Throw this song on in the gym, on the incline bench. You're repping that ditch. You're going Ultra Saiyan. I don't give a fuck. That'll have me thinking about all my exes. That'll have me looking up all my exes on Instagram, seeing if I'm still blocked. Plot twist, I am still blocked. That being said, though, in terms of what I learned, what I realized, and this may come as no surprise to you guys, I'm no different than anyone else my age, man. I am no different, because the amount of times, first of all, that I thought about that I was doing stuff on this trip, especially in Mazunte, and I was just like, I wish I could share this with someone, like someone special, not just some hostile goon, of which I've met plenty. Shout out to my goons. I'm sure I was a hostile goon to them as well. Seriously though, like, at some point I considered renting a motorcycle in Mazunte, which is really dope because then you can like go around and stuff. And I caught myself not doing it simply because I told myself I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna take my future life here, and that's when I'll rent the motorcycle so she can sit in the back and I can, show her around. Like, I really did that, and I wasn't joking. Also, when I bought this incredible piece of art, I love this. It's amazing. I paid quite a lot for it, but this is the type of art that I like and respect. So I was like, dude, you're a goddamn artist. Like, you deserve that. So anyway, when I bought this, I ended up buying these earrings. Needless to say, I don't even have my ears pierced. I don't rock earrings. Well, in the other video I was rocking a crop top, so earrings are not that far off, to be fair. But all jokes aside, I bought the earrings because I was already envisioning the moment of me getting those earrings. Like, I bought them for a person I haven't even met yet, which is hopefully the love of my life. And I know it sounds lame, it sounds a bit cringy, and it's like, dude, get over it. But it's like, that's what I've learned on this trip. That is the next step for me. And I think right now, and on social media and YouTube, I feel like there's a big push to not say that. I feel like it's looked at as a weakness, especially for men, to admit that they're looking for love, or they're ready for that. And because I feel like the whole culture is going the other way, where it's like, gotta work on yourself. The harder you look, the less you'll find. It'll come to you when you stop looking, all of that. And it's like, I'm not saying that's not correct. I definitely agree with the notion that the harder that you look, the harder it gets. But I still want to be able to like talk about it and tell you guys that's how I feel and that's what I yearn for. Because I know there's a lot of people watching this right now that undoubtedly feel the same, and I just want you guys to know that you're not alone. And you might see me, big Hercules type dude, 6'4", jacked to the gills, traveling the world. I have a bunch of friends, big social life. I can have casual hookups often if I want. I have a YouTube channel, I'm doing good. I'm just like you, man. And by the way, guys, I'm being like, I hope you can pick up on my, like, I'm also making fun of myself here. Like, I don't really think I'm that amazing, all right? But like, I'm just like you guys, man. Just like LL Cool J. I still got paranoid when somebody pulls up too close when I got my phone out. Gotta keep that 2020 vision on you. Anyway, not 2020. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Not just that. So I bought these earrings for the future love of my life, and then the thing that catches my eye the most, by far, honestly, is little kids. And maybe it ties back into what I said earlier at the little graduation photo shoot. It's just, kids hit different now, man. They were kind of old, like they were already like, I don't know. They're not the kids I'm talking about. I'm talking more about the kids. Ooh, Manu Ginobili. That's dope. Ginobili! Oh. Manu Ginobili! Oh, I tried that. Get a Manu jersey on. That's not a jersey you see a lot. Yes, I will yell at you if I see a rare NBA jersey. That was funny. I think it's even better the fact that he didn't respond. I'll see little kids like 2-3 years old here, and just like I can't look away. I just like I want to smile at them. I have to smile at them. I want to cuddle them, and it's like men have. So I guess my conclusion is men have biological clocks too. And so that's where I'm at, and that's what I feel will be the next stage of my life. I'm gonna keep this super real with you guys. Barring a very serious, crazy, bipolar-esque change of heart, barring, I would say, not barring, barring, if I'm still making like travel videos, or like if I'm still traveling solo, going to hostels in 3 years, honestly, I feel like I would have failed. I feel like, and you guys have the right to call me out on that. Like, be like, dude, you're still doing this shit? So yeah, that's how I feel, man. That's what I've kind of realized. Like, that's the conclusion I've arrived at. I want to start a family, but of course, and I can't stress this enough, I'm not trying to rush anything, alright? You're supposed to have a real life with the person first. It's not just like, meet somebody you like and bump out a baby. No, sure. It's not what we're doing. But that is how I'm feeling. So yeah, there you have it. That is my and honest to God, I'm gonna say something else that didn't make sense. Honest to God opinion, that's what I truly feel. That's what I've learned, and I don't really know how much more time. Just catching that sunset. I don't really know how much more time I have in Mexico. Something I've alluded to before is like, I'm definitely still giving myself, I'm trying to hold the camera a little bit higher so it's sketching, hopefully it's sketching the sunset. I'm definitely gonna be in Mexico until the end of the year, but I need to start coming up with like real interactions in terms of finding really good leads. To put it super nerdy and technical, but like I meet women all the time. I'm not gonna lie, I meet women all the time here. I just haven't met anyone, to be fair, to be super honest with you, that I feel like is on the same page in terms of like how they look at life or how they think about life. And I've talked about my concern in terms of being able to find a Mexican woman, because just like culturally, I'm not sure if it's a match with my Belgian culture. I'm just not, you know. And so that would be a reason for me to potentially, at some point, it's not even about the city. I love the city, but it's about once you figure out that you're not going to be happy eating fish all day and being in the water, then maybe at some point you should move away from the beach, move to the mountains, move to the countryside. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of how I'm looking at Mexico right now. Then again, I also understand there's no such thing as absolutes. Only a Sith thinks in absolutes. Which makes me want to think in absolutes. But my point is, I might just run into that one unicorn that is Mexican, but also has like some, you know, I don't know. Who knows? And then maybe I'll get to give her those earrings, and they're really nice. They're extremely nice, guys. They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. All right, I feel like I have said my piece. I really took my time with this one. I really wanted to, you know, I feel like I'm transitioning into a new way of communicating. I feel like I'm more comfortable than ever. I feel like as a YouTuber and a vlogger, if you take the time to listen and if you take the time to pay attention, I feel like I've really found my tempo. Where before I used to be like, oh, hyped up and I gotta entertain you and keep your attention here and yell, and it's like, fuck that shit. It's the Legion of 500, man. You guys have allowed me to grow, and you guys have allowed me to find my tempo and to basically be like, if it's too slow, you're not gonna stick around anyway. And I've been getting a lot of comments lately, and you guys know who you are. People saying like how much they appreciate my content and how much they appreciate the channel, and you guys are like, you are truly what I do it for, and I cannot thank you enough. The Legion of 500 stands strong as we march into eternity together. Alright guys, I'm done. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye.